All right, we're live. Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 13th. What is it? It's 8:42 Eastern in the morning. At the time of this video, there isn't really anything to cover macro data wise. So we're going to be waiting for the PPI data to get released tomorrow. I will cover that. That's the producer's price index. That's what the manufacturers are going to report on as to are their costs elevating. If their costs are elevating, what do you think is going to happen to CPI, the consumer, which is what we had yesterday? That's going to also elevate as well. So keeping an eye out on that. But in the meantime, we can see here in our crypto heat map, everything's green. The markets did not care about CPI data yesterday. So, hey, it is what it is, right? The trend is your friend in this scenario. So, or is it? Let's take a look at the total crypto market cap. Right now, we're sitting at over 2.5 trillion. So the probabilities now of us pushing higher is getting there to meaning 3 trillion, our all-time high in market cap. So just keep a watch on that. And then altcoins. The overall altcoin market has a higher probability of getting to 800 billion. So that's what we got going on here for the overall crypto market cap and then just altcoins. So you see altcoins running. That means we still have more room to run despite how overextended everything is. Irrationality is winning and people's bags are getting full. It's great. It's great. So just be cautious if you're looking to get new positions and things of that nature. Let's take a look at the leader, the one who's leading it all, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is running. Any kind of pullback on Bitcoin, I would expect it to at least go down to 64,000. So right here, 64, that's 64,000 zone. So that the first all-time high back here in 21, and 69,000. So 69,000 and 64,000 would be the first two levels before you start to think, is it over? Is there steam out of the bag for this run? So right now there isn't. The rocket ship memes, everything is in full throttle. Let's take a look at ETH. ETH is pushing higher. Like I said, like I've been saying, 4,000 to 4,200 is that zone for ETH. Once we get past 4,200, we'll see if we will make new all-time highs from there. Yeah, close to 5K on ETH. So 4,800 and some change was the all-time high. If we hold over 4,200, then our probabilities of retesting those all-time highs climb. So that is Ethereum. And let's take a look. The markets are not open yet. The S&P is pushing higher. The S&P still has more room to run. Yeah, S&P still has more room to run in terms of relative strength, but it is getting close, guys. It's getting close to moment of truth, for the S&P. Are we going to like shoot up higher and keep going higher, or we're going to hit that wall and then roll over? And then if we do roll over, what does that mean for risk on assets? How does Bitcoin operate in that? So same thing with the Nasdaq technology here. What happens if we roll over? Does Bitcoin bifurcate and continues higher? Or does Bitcoin also roll over and operates as a risk asset? So just going to wait and see here. Here's the Nikkei. The Nikkei ended lower. And why do I keep bringing up the Nikkei is because the Tokyo Stock Exchange, this is a huge double top here. And given that we are in a global economy, if they really start to see a decline in their index, you could, at least for the U.S. stock market, you could see a lot of market volatility. But you could see a pump in crypto, because if their index isn't performing, then they will move money into crypto and say, okay, well, if the stock market's not working here, we'll just go to crypto and put money there, which could push prices higher, because Bitcoin is global. It's neutral. Crypto is neutral. There are ways to get around, buying the coins you want. So just keep an eye. I always keep an eye on the Nikkei, because of also how close we are with Japan and how our Fed policies play into their monetary policies as well. When they do something, we also operate accordingly, if you weren't aware. The VIX, let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX is still low. So the market is saying, hey, everything's fine. Everything's okay. This candle right here, this isn't going to last, meaning we may pump, but I see this rising up. Usually when a candle breaks below the body, then that's an indication of that candle trending downward. You get a higher probability of that. This does not break the body, so that tells me this isn't going to trend down long enough, and will eventually go back up. Prime example is, let's see if I can see here. So you see here, this candle broke past the body, and then it did go down further, hit the trend line. So yeah. That's one example. I can bring up more later, but moving on, because Bitcoin doing so well, obviously all the ETFs are. The BlackRock one, the Fidelity one, and the Van Eck are all higher pre-market. Keep in mind that HODL here, Van Eck, removed all fees for 2024 and I think 2025. So they'll start collecting fees from investors for holding Bitcoin in 2026. So it is what it is. I don't know why you just won't buy Bitcoin yourself. I don't know why you want the ETF, but everyone's different. Okay, so let's get into some TA here. BNB is on the move. It kind of paused at a fib level here. This fib level of 593, 594 zone. If it does not hold this Fibonacci retracement level, then I would expect some consolidation and a support level of 548 and then 505 or 502, that zone there. Like I said, we could consolidate here because of the strength of the altcoin market and everything right now. So we could consolidate at 585 and then push higher. And if it does push higher, then it's going to try and retest $700. So that would be a pretty big move, $100 move. Here, it's done that. It's consolidated, pushed up. So we'll see. Could consolidate here and then push up. So that's Binance, Cardano. Cardano is above inflection. So as long as it stays above inflection, 72 cents, it is bullish. An entry on this would be 74 cents. I would look to get in at 74 cents if I were to get a position in ADA, Cardano. Telegram Open Network is consolidating. So it's consolidating here at 422. This shot up because of news of an IPO, of all things, right? But if you're looking to get in, see how this consolidation plays out. But we could go back down to at least 364, the high threes. So just be aware. Don't get greedy. This is an overextended chart. It's been a lot of buying, again, based on that news. So just be vigilant and careful. Let's see. Aptos as well is consolidating. Aptos is consolidating here. So if I'm looking to get a pullback, let's go back. 13. This would be an entry point right here. And then wait and see. It's done this pattern before. Consolidated, shot up, consolidated, shoots up. So if you want to get an entry here, it could bounce off $12.64. So appears to be this is a fib level. And as you see, it touched, rejected, touched, rejected, touched, rejected, touched, rejected, broke through. And then for support, resistance, then came support. Touched, touched, touched. So we'll see if it touches this again and doesn't hold, then it could go down lower. But right now it's consolidating. So you could get an entry right now, an app, maybe a quick trade up to 14. Let's say Cosmos Atom. Cosmos is, let's see, this is on a 4-hour. Let's see what we're looking at here. It is it's doing like a slight, I mean, it's pulled back, but see what it's doing. Could be consolidating. Man, an entry, if you had to like get in, I would wait for the 13.7 mark. 1337. It's above the $0.50, but it's not showing enough strength on it. But we'll see when the market's open how it performs. If you wanted to be conservative and just wait, $12, $12.50 would be your entry on Cosmos. This is a 4-hour. Yeah. All right, so moving to equities. Dick's Sporting Goods pumped up, has earnings coming up, so it is running up before earnings. Tends to be the thing for this stock. Ran up right before earnings, and then earnings were bad and it fell. Ran up right before earnings, and then earnings were good and it ran further. So it's running up. We'll see if earnings turn out to be good. Right now, pre-market, it is trading at 183. So there's a lot of activity on it. Google, let's take a look at Google. Google is showing a clear, I don't know if you guys see this. Let me span out. What does this look like to you? A double top. So we got a double top on Google. And we'll see if it really extends. If it does play out like a true double top, then you could be looking at $85 on Google. But in the meantime, just be aware if you're looking to take positions on it. Be very vigilant. Be very scrupulous with your entries. And then lastly, Nvidia. Nvidia is the mothership right now of this run. We can thank Nvidia for everything. People in our community, shout out to Dave and Rocky. They went ahead and bought the dip right around here. They saw the dip. This is the benefits of being a part of a community like My Tech Academy. But they bought the dip down here, and now they're in the green. So this is really good. This is a 4-hour chart. So they bought this dip down here, guys. 836, 837, 820, 840 zone. I mean, and they're already in the money. Already in the money. So again, this is the benefit of joining our community, My Tech Academy. Myself, let's get over here. Myself right here, Chuck right here, and Eli. So yeah, that's that. I will see you guys tomorrow. PPI data, we'll go over that. And enjoy your Wednesday.